Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Moraru Gheorghe!
Și lovește să reșine pe tot Trimite-le în pasat ca pe niște rapelare mari Să înțeleagă că am cat pe refinat Talent trebuie să poți căvana Știi cum e loc ca bana americana Schimbă panorama, nu ai ce să pierzi Mai ales când ai ceva în care să crezi Aplica ce înceapă frate, aplica ce vezi Ca să pot gata de meu oprești, să iasă de ești Cineva vă rog să votească sume Că băiatul meu e hotărât să ștească nume Nu e timp de glume, citește adversarul Și unde doare cel mai tare dă cu farul Lovește și ciocanul, că ia controlul Dacă vrei să-ți ia cu viitorul, dă tare
Mă rupe când ai crescut Să răspingești pătut A venit momentul să știi Oare cât de tare poți fi Poți să rupi și să pleci Sau să fiești oricum, așa că trebuie să sară Trebuie să sară În noapte de arat și pe tot de București Trebuie să sară Iar să trebuie să pleci Trebuie să pleci ca roba pe lume Iar nu cumva ca să știe tot ce faci Cine este la Roma Și faci ce faci să faci Și să faci bine nu te faci
And please welcome his opponent, Gheorghe Grozau! Ladies and gentlemen, this bout takes place over 3 rounds for the interim Bantamweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist who weighed in under 135 pounds. He represents Fantom and brings into the cage a perfect record of 5 wins and no defeats. Please welcome Moraru Gheorghe! standing across the cage is a mixed martial artist who weighed in under 135 pounds. He represents Holohan martial arts with a record of 5 wins and 2 defeats, presenting Gheorghe Grozau!
Two Gheorghes. Moraru with the big axe kick there. Grozau has probably the wrestling to take this fight away from Moraru if possible, but we shall see. Both fast fighters and both really, really promising bantamweight prospects. We've got some serious bantamweights in the amateur division in this country. We saw Ronan Deegan and Elvis Luco in this cage recently, or the old cage.
Yes, the old cage, correct.
We've got guys like Fufu Fares, but these two guys for me are two of the most exciting prospects. Two quieter guys, so a lot of people might not really know them so well, but Grozau is dynamic. Superb grappler. I've rolled him a couple of times myself, and I've been shocked at how strong he is for a small guy.
I had to say that about you as well, Browner.
I'm not small anymore. The dad bod is in full flow. But Moraru is a very decorated striker, as we've spoken about before. Like, he's won taekwondo and kickboxing titles in various countries, and 5-0 as an amateur. He's gone pro soon as well. He's making his pro debut against Jared Burns for the Cage Conflict title. So
one last rodeo before then.
Yeah. Grozau's only fighting a year and a half, and a couple of losses in his first 3 fights, but he's on a good win streak since.
We've seen that technique from a few people tonight. We saw it in the Cartmel fight, we saw it in someone else's. Just a lovely scoop of the leg out from against the cage, follow it down into a takedown position, and then there's been some great utilisation of the front headlock position. That's a great right shot.
Staggered Moraru, didn't it?
I feel it was a combination of him trying to get out of range, scuttling a little bit, and then just getting tipped a wee bit.
As opposed to and dynamism in the striking of Moraru plenty of times, but Grozau's been working his hands consistently up at Crumlin Boxing Club, and he's one of the guys that in every gym just lives in the place and just outworks everyone in the building,
Yeah, both exchanging knees here. Oh, that's the second time we've seen that now today. Landing, or in this fight I should say, landing a shot, anticipating the reaction and ducking onto the level change straight away.
Good fight IQ by Grozau.
Moraru was attempting a Kimura grip, attempting a Kimura to destabilise the cage position.
Big left hook swings and misses by Moraru. Grozau's won his last 4, Moraru's won his last 5. I mean, both guys are on serious winning streaks. Something's got to give. We've seen some good wins over some solid opponents there. I mean, Grozau last 4 victories: Jared Ryan, Scott Bruce, Paddy Symes, Fufu Fares. Originally matched this evening to fight Ronan Deegan for the title. Deegan, unfortunately, out of that match. So this is for the interim belt, and the winner, of course, you'd imagine would go on and fight Ronan Deegan for that title.
I was talking to Sarah Elliott Sheridan. She was meant to fight as well. I was talking to Paul Fogarty last night, and she had an infection in her tooth and then had to go to the doctor, and then it got well out of control within the space of 24 hours. She just went to the dentist
for a random clean.
And they were like, oh, we need to take this out. But apparently was 100% looking to fight. Was still wanting to fight.
Fighter's mindset.
Well, it's good to have people, I suppose, coaches and stuff, who can step in and say, here, maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But hope to see Ronan and Sarah back in the next show. We saw Ronan floating about here earlier on. Oh, nice knee.
Yeah, Deegan awaits, and he's a difficult prospect for any bantamweight fighter. He's one of the best around, and Moraru letting those shots fly now, but to establish his range first. Beautiful inside trip there by Grozau. As I've mentioned before, just a very, very effective grappler. Moraru grabbing the cage. Becky Larkin not having any of that.
We might see a weak sweep here again. The right leg is going to step to the outside.
Yeah. Moraru's skating on thin ice with these cage grabs. Yeah. So he's on the final warning. There's that big left high kick.
I feel that there needs to be there should be a system implemented there where you hold the position, warn the fighter,
Yes.
and then allow it to continue, because
Took it away,
a very advantageous position was taken away from him there. Now, if the person uses it to stop them, to stop them being taken down or something like that. Oh no, that's the same sort of thing. We saw it used very well earlier on, regardless. Yeah, when you're using it for aggressive ground and pound for yourself.
Yeah.
Then I agree with it. When you're using it to get ahead.
Yeah, it's completely different then. Yeah, exactly. Grozau's pressure is unbelievable, and he's superbly conditioned, and he can do this all day. Moraru had a little grab of the fence there just to stabilise his position again. It's just an instinctive thing, isn't it? And he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again if Grozau gets his... Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Point's gone. Point is going to be gone now. 1 point deducted for Moraru in a close bout. It's just not what you need in a 3-round battle.
And this could turn it into a 10-8 now, Paul.
Yeah. Which leaves Moraru with a mountain climb. Tries that switch kick to the body, which he finished Jimmy
Don't
Nolan
move
with.
him near the cage. Oh! That was a knee to the chest, but I thought it could have been a low blow initially.
Moraru swimming in deep waters for probably the first time in his amateur career so far. He's only been fighting since last April. But,
Double overhook's not ideal in that position, but I suppose putting pressure and leaning up against the cage is the best use of that situation, as opposed to one in, one out.
Couldn't quite get the knee to the body because of the double overhook. It's causing Moraru some discomfort and really wearing on him and making him tired. And Moraru just framing here to try and... Oh, nice little escape. Blocks that high kick from Grozau. Grozau just brimming with energy here, and Moraru looking tired.
Grozau's confident here.
Yeah.
He is big time confident.
He was predominantly, I remember when we first fought in this cage, and I got notes. I talked to his coach Paddy, and I got some notes on him, and he said basically he's a really good wrestler, but he's working very hard on all the other aspects of his game, which translates as he can wrestle, that's about it. Look at him now. He looks a very well-rounded fighter, and that's a testament to the amount of work that he's been putting in. He's hanging with Moraru in the striking, no problem, matching him, which is quite a feather in his cap. And then he's winning the wrestling exchanges. So Moraru with a lot to do. He needs a massive third round, very likely drop to 10-8 because of that point deduction.
Well, the belt, while you were in the cage, they tried to rope me into giving the belt afterwards, and I said no. Because the guy who Daki had asked, he was a bit nervous about going into doing it in case he did it wrong. I understand it's been deputised to Damien Rooney now, so Damien will be presenting it afterwards.
Good man, Damien. What can Moraru do here? He basically needs a finish really here after dropping 2 rounds and then probably dropping a 10-8 due to the point deduction. So he needs to stop this fight if he's going to get his hand raised and get through that amateur career with that perfect record. Superman punch lands, but Grozau connects to him instantly. He's so quick, isn't he?
Very clinical. I would have liked to have seen him maintain the position that he had earlier on in the fight. That's a nice tracking of the Granby roll, where when he took his opponent down, he had one arm trapped. He swapped straight away to the body, to the waist control, as if he was going to progress to where he is now, I suppose, looking for the back. Second hook is in. It's right in front of Paddy Holohan. This is everything that he could want, really, from this position.
Yeah, he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu as Grozau, but when you roll with him, he feels different to other blue belts. And He brings a frantic pace and he doesn't get tired, he doesn't slow down as the round goes on. Whereas gentlemen of my vintage, sometimes we slow down as the round goes on. So I love rolling with him, but I couldn't do too many rounds with him.
I tell you what, he's tracking this position very well, and it's borderline perilous. He's got the second hook in now, but that previous situation is either I'm about to get the back or I'm about to end up in close guard bottom.
Moraru suffocating in this under this pressure a little bit.
He is determined to look for a finish here. It must be a frustrating proposition where you're landing a handful of strikes and then your opponent bursts and you try to go for the submission and then the move. So you're constantly trying to react to their movement of recovery and not able to get your shots off yourself.
Peppering away at the body of Moraru, trying to open up a gap with 1 minute to go in this bantamweight interim title bout. But all the bantamweights in the Irish amateur scene will be looking at this and watching the performances continue to evolve of Grozau.
I tell you what, the pros will be looking at the belt as well. There's a new belt.
Oh, lovely.
I don't believe it's here this evening, but it's beautiful.
Grozau really just going hungry for this finish. He's not content to coast to a decision victory. 15 seconds to go. He's still chasing that neck. Still trying to open up a little gap so he can get that strangle. Really dominant performance over Moraru this evening and laying down the law brilliantly and gets a massive statement victory in this bantamweight division.
Reckless finish there with the strikes. We love to see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to your judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges have it the same, 30-26 for your winner. And now, your bantamweight interim champion, Gheorghe Grozau!